were doing Christmas.
We were?
Yeah, that took me too long. I'm not wearing my mic.
Well, it's live in the right place.
Well, I just got notifications that we're live.
Tight.
Maybe that'll send some people over our way. Let's see.
This is the worst.
Thomas Merriman is live, and your Amazon packages were delivered.
Wow, I didn't even know I had any.
There I am. You got the sound on. Wow, it looks like you got 3. It's your lucky day, buckaroo. Oh, Miss Carpenter's here.
Miss Carpenter, how are you this evening? You enjoying a nice chilly day today? See, that ain't gonna work either.
It was very chilly.
I hate these microphones.
These are the only ones you can get to work.
I like the old days when we had real microphones.
Okay, set them up.
Look at this.
I'm in bed. I think it'll be okay.
All right.
I don't think I look too greasy. I am sweating a lot, so.
Now, I made a promise last week.
Miss Carpenter said, how are y'all?
We're doing good. We're just trying to stay warm. It is Arctic blast going on here.
And I'm 1,000 degrees right now.
I know. Will you step outside?
I probably need to.
I don't even have time to kick on the laser.
Ba-la.
Bored by the show? Stare at the laser.
Laser brains.
Anyways, I promised.
Miss Carpenter's doing good.
Good. Hope you're staying warm. I promised to show my vinyl that I finally got.
You got it?
I was about to have a royal hissy fit
Mm-hmm.
because it was super slow.
You
They're
can
about
wait.
3 weeks late.
You can wait.
I can't wait, but I can't wait if they're never going to send it.
But from
what
what
the last
I
guy did.
see,
Until I looked into it, they were just not going to send it, and they were going to keep the money.
from what I see, it looks like you might have gotten it.
And then when I called them,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't answer the phone.
Is that what you were hiding in the living room earlier? You're like, I know what this is. And then you,
hiding?
yeah, you boxed it right back up. And I said, can we see? And you said, oh, it's not for you.
I never took it out of the box.
Oh.
I wasn't hiding.
You're hiding. Remember Naked Party?
Yeah.
That's what Katie said it
Whatever
was.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Here, finally, is the Thompson Twins reissue. Now, I was a little
Wow.
bit sad to find out
I have the original, but it's fine.
that this is only the bare bones record.
40th anniversary.
I know, but there's no B-sides.
Remastered at Abbey Road Studios.
Yeah, I'm sure it's outstanding, but
Includes the hit singles Hold Me Now, Doctor Doctor, and You Take Me Up.
the CD came with like 3 discs filled with everything you can imagine.
Miss Carpenter says, nice.
And then here is the Blu-ray.
Woo.
So you can listen to it
And watch it.
in Dolby Atmos.
Wow.
Surround sound. See, I can't even read what's on here. Hopefully it's good.
It's got some stuff in there. You want me to read it?
I don't think you can. You give it a try. You see something on there. But that's what it was. It finally got here. That's a special record.
It just
so-
says the different kinds of remixes and masters and bonus audio. It says B-sides are on here. Cassette mixes, edits, extended, and 12-inch versions.
Pretty cool.
Pretty
especially
good.
For the Wham version was like that. They did. What was that for? It was for Make It Big, and I think they had
It's got all the credits back here too, so.
all the stuff from the next album, Edge of Heaven,
Mm-hmm.
and then a bunch of 12 inches and stuff.
Telling you, we gotta do Thompson Twins.
So that one was like a twofer.
Cool.
Okay, so enough about the Thompson Twins. This isn't a music show. This is Fools on Film. Why are we talking about film and what happened to television that matters? Been trying to get this show off the ground for at least 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are.
Friday night is when I'm partying.
There was no discussion on what we were going to talk about today.
Yeah,
I
you
thought-
just put it up.
Right. So I thought, you know what? I've got 2 minutes to get this thing going. We will finally talk about Joker 2 Filet à Goût.
Are we allowed to talk about it with spoilers or no?
Well, it was in the movie theaters in October 1st, and then it's been on video for 2 months.
I just work here.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
Well, for the two of you that are going to watch this anyway, you're going to get some spoilers, so prepare yourselves.
Yeah,
Okay?
this is where we're doing our spoiler warning.
And you can decide. Should we tell them what we think of the film first so that they can decide if they want to watch the spoilers? Or,
Yeah, you ready?
yeah, what did you think of Joker 2? And then we'll talk about what it's made up of.
Boring.
You were bored. So I didn't think it was better than I thought it was going to be. Because number one, I don't want to watch a musical.
I thought the musical was going to be better. It was a
But
little.
You like musicals.
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
So I thought this was going to be flying hot garbage.
Okay.
This
Get
is
it?
just hot garbage.
Get it?
So for that, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm going to take that phone
I'll just get rid of the Ring app. I don't need it anymore.
and give it a smile. You can turn off the motion alarm, and then it will stop making that noise. Uh-oh.
God. I just needed it that one day.
You just grabbed your ball and went home. That's the equivalent.
Yeah. It's a bit annoying me, too.
Yeah.
Might as well shut it off.
Yeah, shut it. So anything that's annoying, we can shut it off.
Yeah, start with your mouth.
But nobody said that was
Oh.
annoying. I don't like the way you talk.
I
Evil.
learned it from you.
You talk to a dog that way.
Uh-huh. I don't think Tandy likes her bone, by the way. I think
I don't think she can manage it.
I think it's too much for her.
Anybody wants to know Tandy had a bone this big,
All 3 dogs did.
and Tandy can't manage it.
She's a little baby. The other 2 are going for it like it's their job. They're like, okay, I gotta start working on
In
this.
fact, if anything, she looks worried. How is she going to guard that thing?
Yeah.
And she can't eat it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tell me, why didn't you like Joker? What did you think of Joker 1? Why don't we start there?
I love Joker 1.
Right.
I watched it like 4 different times.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've only seen that film once.
I rewatched it with Katie. I watched it on my own
You're
once,
kidding.
and I watched it with someone else.
Wow.
So I've been around. That first movie's great.
So it is a great movie, and I did like that movie, but I couldn't watch it again
Mhm.
because you came out of the theater like you had a beating.
Yeah.
That movie just beats you over the head.
Okay.
It's what we call in the biz a downer.
That was fun.
I don't like to watch movies that end on a downer.
Yeah, you just don't like bummer movies.
I don't. I want to be lifted up. So when I'm watching the movies.
I liked it. That's all I got.
So now tell us why you didn't like Joker 2.
It was a bit scatterbrained. And I understand that might have been the point because he's scatterbrained, but it just made it hard to watch. Like, I sat there and I'm like, oh, this is 2 hours. And like halfway through, I'm like, oh, there's another hour. Just because I'm like, the songs aren't that good.
Well, the songs make no sense.
Yeah. Songs aren't that good. Which is a bummer because I wanted to like it. I wanted to go in and I wanted to like it.
The songs sort of mark decades.
Mm-hmm.
And they start off on like the 30s.
Mm-hmm. Is that what they were doing?
Yes, they were all songs for that time period.
Okay.
And they picked the word almost. They might have been. Were they royalty free or something?
Maybe.
They were so oddball. They made absolutely no sense to the story or what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm. I didn't really like Harley Quinn's part in the movie.
She was a loser. And they did that. They did the worst trope when you're talking. I guess we should mention Joker is in jail. The movie starts out with them grabbing him
Mm-hmm.
and putting him in jail, and the movie sort of takes place of him in jail and going to his trial.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of the thing. And he meets Harley Quinn in there, and she's in the jail. But the jail is like the nut house, right? It's like a nut house, just Arkham Asylum. But
I think she was like in the looser
well, that was
version
my
of it.
point.
Yeah.
That was going to be my point. So Arkham Asylum is for mentally ill. It's not just a prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's for people who lost a bit of reality. And so he meets Harley Quinn in there, and we find out she could just leave anytime she wanted. She just checked herself involuntarily.
Yeah.
I hate that trope because I've seen it 1,000 times.
You know what I didn't like?
Mhm.
I didn't understand her motivation at all.
I'll tell you her motivation. Her motivation was he became the most famous person in the world for 10 minutes.
And she wanted to be involved with
Yep.
that?
And then she got to know him and then went, oh, you're nothing special.
That was kind of boring. It,
That was
it,
that was the whole point of it.
it was a boring thing that happened.
Him as a TV star, criminal, doing whatever he wanted, flouting society.
He did a lot of,
That was
oh,
cool.
I'm not going to wear the makeup. I am. I'm not.
And it's not even clear whether she even went in there just to find him.
I think she did.
Because she zeroed in on him right away.
You see, I could understand if it was like, you know, when there's like a serial killer and people become obsessed and in love with that serial killer.
That's what it was.
I like that.
Although I think they were trying to say celebrity.
But you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he kill a guy? He killed a guy.
Yeah, he killed a guy right on TV.
Yeah, so he's a famous murderer.
Right, but I don't think that's the analogy they were trying to make. I think they were trying to make the analogy of you idolize these people on the screen, you somehow track them down and get to know them, and find out they're a vomit or disappointing. I think that's what they were trying to say.
I was pretty checked out. I didn't love it. No.
So the songs made absolutely no sense. They weren't sung particularly well. Everything happens. I don't even know if that stuff was happening. He would like go into these flights of fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Which he did during the first movie, but it was a little bit more clear. Like in this movie, it was kind of like, did that happen? That seems a little crazy, but then you find out that actually happened, and then you find out this normal thing didn't. You know, it was weird.
That's another problem with movies like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't trust what you're watching because they're gonna say, "Oh, that didn't happen."
Yeah, and the first movie did it really well. They did the. Can I spoil the first movie
because
too?
it was downplayed.
Can I talk about the first movie?
Mm-hmm.
We went through a big chunk of the movie thinking, oh, he'd gotten a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out he's suddenly like in her apartment. She's like, who are you? You know? And it kind of messes with our heads too. Like, oh, he just imagined that chick the whole time.
Right.
Like that was a little bit more clear cut, but still like shocking. This
because
one,
it was subtle.
Yeah, this one was. I didn't know what was real and what wasn't.
Right.
Like, oh, that's the point.
Well,
I didn't like it.
The problem is the stuff that you didn't know was real or not was so over the top that it couldn't have been real. All of a sudden, they're on a TV show instead of he was in the courtroom, and then they're doing these little numbers together, and then even the audience was reacting strange. So everything about it was a delusion and an obvious delusion. I don't know what the point of that movie was.
Which is a shame, because I thought that could have been a really good idea.
And now that we're even talking about it, what was the end?
I don't remember.
Right.
What was the end? Maybe, can I look into that?
Yeah, we took so long to talk about this, neither one of us can remember the end.
Well, that means it probably wasn't very memorable.
Right. The only thing I remember is she goes, you're a douche. See you later.
I think she had a gun to her head.
And she... No, she didn't have a gun.
The controversial ending of Joker 2.
And she may or may not have been pregnant.
Let me see. Promise they love... After Arthur is rejected by Lee and arrested again, he is told by one of Arkham guards that he has a visitor.
That's right.
Arthur is then stopped by an inmate who is often seen in the background watching him. The inmate is just as disappointed as Lee and tells Arthur a joke that ends with the same punchline that Arthur told Murray Franklin in the first film. You get what you effing deserve.
Oh, that's right.
The mysterious inmate then stabs Arthur to death before carving a smile into his own face, presumably turning into the Joker that Arthur could never be. After all, the character has always been a sociopathic crime boss, never the sad, remorseful loser that Arthur is.
Okay. I didn't get that, but he did get killed at the end, that's right.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't have to have a Joker 3.
Yeah, I didn't love the, he wasn't leaning into his Joker thing anymore. Like, the first movie was him leaning into it. He finally leaned into it, and then they kind of reversed a bunch of it, which was kind of weird.
Well, I think that was the he's a loser, but he has this persona that makes him larger than life.
But he wouldn't do the persona
Well,
anymore.
once they caught him and put him in jail, there was nobody interested in his persona in jail,
Mhm.
except for the weirdos outside the jail that brought themselves into the jail, and then they were
Mhm.
disappointed.
Yep.
That's why I think the Hollywood analogy is what they were trying to go for.
We already seen the Hollywood analogy too much.
Yeah, this movie was very, it was bad,
It was basic.
and the whole spine of it was stuff we'd seen in countless other movies done way better.
Yeah, that
I
wasn't.
think. Um, but again,
Cause,
still better than I thought it was going to be.
cause that
It was.
that first movie was doing new things.
I will say he did a great job acting
Yeah. That first movie he did so the story was so well written and like characters were interesting and you were like invested in him, and the second one I was just like almost like they got different writers.
it, but I think it was the same writer
Was it
who was the
really?
director. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
People are speculating that he didn't want to do a sequel,
And
and
this
he
was
was
like a
forced into it, so he gave him the middle finger.
yeah.
Because one of the stipulations of coming back and doing one was I have complete control, no studio notes, nothing, and they were totally hands off. And then he handed in that,
Didn't love that.
and the budget was I think it was over $200 million.
Did it make its money back?
It made about 35 million, I think, or 40 million.
And what was the budget?
200 million.
That's not
Yes,
good.
lost a lot of money. By the way, that was the budget.
But
They're still
the
marketing.
worst part is they could have done something really cool with it. I think that's the reason why I'm most disappointed.
Yeah.
I think they could have made a musical thing, especially with his delusions. You could have wove it all together, but they just didn't do anything different.
Because he was in jail the whole time,
Yeah.
which made no sense.
Yeah, but even all the Harley Quinns, like I don't.
I think because they made the Joker so realistic, you couldn't have like on a regular Batman thing where the Joker's constantly escaping, he's up to no good.
They could have done something else.
Here he's in jail, just like a regular loser would be in jail, and he's garbage.
Lame.
Yeah.
That's my ending analysis. Lame.
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 Is that your dream? You finally got to talk about it.
Lame. Lame. Lame.
And next week we can talk about Smile too. Maybe we're just doing sequelitis.
I wasn't in love with that either.
Well, that's the point, I thought.
I like to talk about good movies.
Oh, then why did you want to talk about this one so bad?
Because it was it had different controversies.
Okay.
Well, you got a movie that won Academy Awards and made $1 billion. They come back, they hand in a pile of shit. It makes 35 million. A lot of people lose money. Everybody hates the actors and director now. You don't see that too often.
Yeah.
Where movies lose that much money, that the expectations were that high. That's all I have to say about Joker 2.
I didn't love it. It was too long and I didn't love it.
Would you do me a quick favor? I forgot to grab something from under my desk, and you'll know what it is that I wanted to show. We have an update for fans of the television that matters for King of Queens.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
I'm gonna bring it over.
Well, I think that's probably safer.
You ready? Chugga 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 chugga.
The discs are all falling out the back.
You're not supposed to do it like a car?
Well, you're supposed to hold it in your clothes. So I was in a flea market the other day,
and you found this?
and I walked by, and I saw a sticker that said $50. And then I walked past the. I'm like, $50 for Blu-rays? That ain't happening. I've always admired that truck, the way they made that, because I like that they put some effort into that.
Ooh, Tom Baker's here.
Hi, Tom.
Never seen the first Joker. It's not my thing. And Miss Carpenter says this King of Queens thing is cool.
The Joker, the movie was not your typical Joker. So um, it's very hard to make a movie with a person in the movie that's not Batman or with Batman. That's the same mistake that Craven the Hunter was out last week and totally shit the bed. There's no Spider-Man in it.
Ah, lame.
Right. So that was lame. And I think Madam Web earlier in the year, there was no Spider-Man in it. Anyway, this is I walked by, it's the $50 and I'm walking, and then all of a sudden, as I was walking out, my brain said, "Wait a minute, you saw something else on that sticker too." And it said they'd marked it down to $20.
Ooh.
So I flipped around and went back there, and sure enough, I did see that they wrote it down for $20. So I grabbed that and I went over there, and then they charged me for it, and the lady goes, "Oh, they're having a sale on their booth." So I got that for $10.
We better watch the show again.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need to get on this.
So there's the thing, and it holds all the DVDs, right? And that's the little truck Doug drives. But here, under the hood, come here, you bastard. They've got all of these little file folders. And, come on, man. I'm on film, file folders. They don't have to eat my kishkas 24 hours a day. He's got all these little file folders, and they explain each episode and have them all written down, and there's 9 folders because there are 9 seasons.
Wow.
So that's a nice little added cookie, right?
They just give you the synopsis.
And yeah, what episode you're watching and what season they're on. Then you go around the bunghole here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh, Fawn's here too.
hi, Fawn. And you open it up. Oh, you cardboard bastard.
Would you not do that?
Anyways, and then all of the episodes are on these cool retro CD folders, flip outs. Why don't you do that one before I drop this truck off
Whoop,
Niagara
whoop.
Falls?
Whoop.
We used to make CDs like that where you could roll the
Ah.
package. See, you can watch them all like that.
And there's nothing fun on the back.
And as I was checking out, the cashier goes, "I love King of Queens. I watch it every day." And I was like taken aback, right? I've never met anybody who watches King of Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I know likes
And
it.
why didn't she buy this?
I'm glad you asked.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, first I go, "Really?"
Mm-hmm.
I did. She caught me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Very abnormal for me to be caught off guard by somebody I meet outside. But
Mhm.
she got my goat.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, I watch it on Roku."
Ooh.
Oh, Roku, okay. So they must just run it all day or something, right? I have no idea. I don't have Roku.
Yeah, I used to when I was like 5.
It's nice.
Yeah.
She goes, "Otherwise, I would have bought that."
See, that's a sign from God that you needed that.
And instead of giving her a lecture on how it's much better to have physical,
You were gonna
media so
lecture
they
her?
Never. Well, anybody that talks like that, I gotta tell them, listen, that could be taken away from you at any minute. Because I got rid of Netflix, and all of a sudden we couldn't watch Monk.
Yeah.
See, that's the little irritations in life.
And we survived.
Well, because I have the other disc, so they can't take Monk away from me, and they can't take King of Queens away from me.
Great. I love it. What do you have to say?
I say that's it. That's a little addendum on King of Queens. I don't think I have any more addendums.
Yeah, you got your Thompson twin, you got your King of Queens, you got your Joker.
Yep.
That's everything you wanted to do. I like the car.
Isn't that nice?
It's a fun
I've been watching that thing for years. It was ungodly expensive.
50.
No, that's somebody owned that at a much higher price and were selling it for 50 at a flea market.
Oh, Fawn doesn't like to watch Monk.
Oh yeah, you don't like Monk? Monk is maybe, I don't even know that I would be watching Monk again unless I was showing it to you, because once you watch it's a procedural, it's a Sherlock Holmes, and once you know the stories. But the good news is it's been so long that I don't remember a thing about Monk.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those episodes I'm watching, everything's new. I only know like a couple of beats, and even
Except
then,
you're yelling the plots the whole time.
I can't. Well, I'm guessing what the
Yeah.
trick is. But I can't even remember how Monk ended.
I didn't know. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I didn't know they did that thing.
Oh, you can say it. So Monk went off the air many years ago. I can't
Mhm.
remember when, but apparently they've made. I don't know if it's a 2 hour movie or what it is, but it's Mr. Monk's final case, and it was only made like last year or the year before.
Maybe that's the ending.
Could be, unless a lot of people watched it, and then they'll be like,
I'm gonna
Mr.
get
Monk
some
comes out of
more.
retirement,
Yep.
and then Mr. Monk goes to a retirement home.
Didn't he already do that in an episode? No, we were watching that Ted Danson show.
Yeah,
I get
he
those.
did that.
I get those
Then
things
stole
scrambled.
Monk's thunder.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, a Monk is really a one-time watch probably until you're. That's the lovely thing about my brain melting.
Mhm.
I got all these shows over here, and I can watch them again because I can't remember
Mhm.
what happened.
It's good.
It's so nice.
So nice.
Even like we went through those Night Riders. I was watching like this is great.
Oh,
How
this
come
is
I
great.
don't know this?
And then you're gonna be in the retirement. Oh wow, this is great.
I can't watch. We're watching Night Rider.
You got so many tapes here. You're gonna be very entertained in the retirement home. You're gonna be sitting there
Well, you know what the
watching
worst
your
part of that
shows.
collection is?
You gotta move it.
Even worse than that.
What's even worse?
I do not have enough time left on this earth
To watch all that.
to watch it.
Yeah.
I suspect I won't even get through half of that. Especially when you factor in the TV shows that take forever to watch.
You might get a couple of them.
And I go to estate sales.
Mhm.
Sometimes you come along.
They've been lame around here.
Um,
They've been overly expensive and
well, you
not
got
stuff
that
I'm
beautiful
interested in.
table. That's like the biggest pull
That's great for
ever.
you.
Well, yeah, but have you ever seen anything that nice for that price? That table's way out of our league. When you show up Sunday evening and they're trying to get shit out of the house, that's when the deals start happening.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, and what you do, it's very strange when you go to an estate sale. I don't know if anybody's ever been, but usually whoever lived in the house is dead. Then the children show up and try to clean out the house. A lot of times they're coming in from out of town, so they're just trying to dump stuff and whatever it is. And you start going to enough of them, you start to realize this is your future.
Oh, so you're just gonna make this depressing?
No, it's
I
not
thought you didn't.
depressing.
I thought you didn't like downbeat endings.
Well, the good ending is you're here and you're very young, so you have a whole life to enjoy all my stuff.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish that either. Think about it. Think about how much show and movie is up there.
But the weird thing is not just that. It's somebody lived a whole life and had things, and then all of a sudden there's 100 or 200 strangers.
Tom Baker bought a DVD probably 5 years ago.
You know, well, DVDs they want to make their comeback. Vinyl made their comeback.
Mm-hmm.
CDs are now the hot shit item. Apparently, people are snapping those up, especially people your age, because they never really had CDs.
I had CDs.
Well, you knew me, but you wouldn't. Know
We
what
all
a
had
CD
CDs. You're high.
Was. You wouldn't know what a CD was.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think a lot of people collect shit like that.
Problem is, you think I'm like fresh. You know, I was around when stuff was cool.
But only because I had it. If I never had a CD collection,
Then
you'd
how come
never had a
everybody I
CD.
talked to had CD collections?
Ooh.
Leo, Stella, all the kids at school.
They had CD collections of what?
Leo had
JoJo Circus.
Leo had a CD player.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had a CD player
See what I
too.
mean? But you say it like it's some kind of strange dinosaur.
I had CDs. I have a CD in my car right now that you gave me. It's wicked.
Does it work? I thought your CD player broke in there or something. There was some problem with that thing.
That was a different car.
Oh, that's right. No, I thought this one didn't work.
It was the Lexus.
Lexus had problems, but I thought this one just didn't.
Lexus was the one that had like a disc changing thing, and it would constantly get jammed.
Right, but I thought this one just flat out didn't work.
No, it works.
Wow, that's great news.
It just plays one disc.
And it plays the CDR, so that's even better.
Yeah. The Liberty cassette was fantastic quality.
I don't know if I ever owned that. I know that was the.
I probably wasn't going to know cassettes.
Mhm.
I think that could be If I didn't know you, I probably wouldn't have had. But I would have had CDs. I would have had DVDs. I would have had
I don't think you would have a DVD collection though. I think you would have done your thing, went to college. We were going to be walking around with a bunch of DVDs. How many DVDs did you bring to college?
A lot.
You did?
My whole collection.
You did? I didn't know that.
And then I brought them here.
I didn't know that. Oh, you're true blue, huh? Well, you know what? I want to salute you.
Yeah, you better relax over there.
Probably my influence. Sorry, I gave you that disease.
I can probably point at all the ones I brought.
But anyway, the point of all of this is eventually you're going to see everything that you think is fantastic is going to be hawked. People are going to go through there and they're going to look at it and they go, because usually, the people that are taking over have no idea the value of stuff.
Mhm.
They just look through it and they see a bunch of DVDs. Like, who the hell watches DVDs anymore? Having no idea there's a bunch of collector stuff up there. And you know that guy that we did the Redbox raid on?
Mhm.
Remember what he said?
What'd he say?
What is the difference between a DVD and a Blu-ray?
Yeah. Also, he was in the middle of nowhere in the South.
But he's the South. People are smart here, man.
I think some people aren't up to date on technology here. That's the theme I've noticed.
I don't see that at all.
When you first
people
moved,
driving around in Cybertrucks.
when you first moved here, you said it feels like this place stopped in time.
Well, that J.C. Penney's, that's a standalone J.C. Penney's, feels like that's frozen in time. I did say that.
And all the old cars and.
No, because there's Cybertrucks here, a lot of Corvettes. I see a lot of old dudes in Corvettes.
You heard me mention that there was a Cybertruck in Conway, and now you're going around.
There's one here I see all the time.
Over here?
Here.
Cybertruck.
Yes.
Man, that's wild. Those are expensive.
Well, somebody's got some dollars. You see some of these houses out here? Somebody's got
Have
money.
you seen how expensive those things are?
I think they're $100,000.
I think they're more.
Could be.
I think it's. I was watching someone do a video about it, and they were saying that you also pay for like the upgraded version that's like an extra bajillion dollars and nobody even knows what it does. The extra one.
By the way,
I don't know.
You want to know what people are up to here? Look on Facebook Marketplace. There's guys with these supercomputers.
I started buying CDs in 1991, DVDs in 2002, Tom Baker says.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Baker says, before 1991, I bought Duran cassettes. I had them all except the first album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't ever think I saw the first album's cassette. Now that I think about it.
Did they have one?
Sure they did. I probably had the reissue.
Well, there you go.
Or I made my own. I probably made my own. But I'm sure I had that record, the vinyl. But
we are doing well, Fawn. Fawn says, I hope you're doing well, Thomas.
I just hope those dogs have calmed down over there, Fawn. I've been wrestling with those animals.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say hi to everybody on the Beat Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, he was eating something.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down. It was 2 minutes before 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the call.
That you had to go make
I
dinner?
had to go make dinner. So that was the end of that.
Well, there you go.
And then by the time dinner time was over, I think the show was over. That was about 6:15, 6:30.
Something like that. Are you still going to be there for Christmas? Or Christmas Eve?
Absolutely.
Well, there you
Because
go.
Owen will be here.
Well, there you go.
Hopefully he has a regular show.
I plan on cleaning.
Christmas Eve? Pretty lame.
Thank you.
But so anyway, my point of that
Dogs are sleeping now.
Good.
Good. Put those critters to sleep.
I got 3 pains in my cornhole too. And they're all wound up because they beg me. Please, 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 can we go outside? I hear snortling and the dogs walking backwards. I put them out there. They walk out onto the deck. And then they get this look on their face like, oh shit.
You already did this bit yesterday.
On film? I did. Well, it really happened. See, I don't just make this stuff up.
You're actually losing your noodle because that's the exact same. You even did all the little bits and everything.
That's what happened.
The same though.
I think I added dogs walking backwards.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Right,
I'll play it back for you. We'll play them at the same time.
You tell me an interesting story.
We did our Christmas presents today because I'm leaving tomorrow and the dog's got bones that are this big.
Boring.
At least I'm not repeating myself.
You did. You said that 10 minutes ago.
No, I said Tandy was having a hard time with her big
No,
bone.
10 minutes ago you said
No,
Christmas.
10 minutes.
We were late because we were doing Christmas.
5 minutes ago. The show hadn't even barely started yet. It was
Well.
like 5 seconds.
Once the camera's on, the lights are there. That's it.
Because we
Tell me
were.
another story.
No.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
So.
Do you want me to make you some cocoa?
No. I don't drink that. I do drink European hot chocolate or whatever the hell they call that.
Drinking chocolate.
Yes, European drinking chocolate. Anybody ever had that?
I miss Chocmo.
Apparently, it's just a lot of hot chocolate that they liquefied, and then you drink that and pretend you're doing something fancy when really you're just mainlining chocolate.
Yeah, well, I had to try a sip of Sea Dogs that she makes from scratch, Southern style, and that thing, that's chocolate. That's drinking chocolate. That one is just straight up. It's like pouring some chocolate chips in a cup and drinking that.
I really like hot drinks, so when I find a new one, that's nice. But I can't take very much of that.
Yeah, it's a lot. I've been in a major cocoa mood lately. We've been making cocoa a lot more. It's been really good. I got whipped cream and marshmallows. It's really sweet.
Where's
Excuse
Mr.
me.
Roper when you need him?
It's good stuff. I like that. And
I think the first. So I have been around a while.
you're telling me.
So I was there when the CD was announced and the player was shown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so expensive you couldn't even have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that's around 82 or 83. By the time 86 rolls around, you can start getting some shitty CD players and you can get a CD. Do you know what the first CD I ever bought was?
What was the first CD you ever
What
bought?
would you think?
Duran Duran.
Nope.
Okay, then I don't know.
It was Belinda Carlisle CD.
Oh, so that's why you're so gay for her over there.
She's not over there. That's Madonna.
I thought Belinda was up there too.
Oh, that one where she's got the David Bowie makeup on.
Yeah. Oh, what?
you
What
can't see it from here.
happened? I knew because you always point over there. There's my Belinda record. I
Okay.
listen. I listen.
I don't think I've ever pointed that out.
Yes, you have on screen, like on live.
All right, well, so it's over, but that's not the one.
I know it's not the one,
What do you think
but
of that there?
I know you had a
Chalmers.
Belinda over there, and then you were like, "There's Madonna."
Well, because that's all I can see. I can see Berlin and I can see Madonna.
No, well, I'm better than you. Just say it.
Okay, you're better than me.
Okay. Okay, go ahead with your story.
2 fingers crossed. What was my story?
Your first ever.
Oh yeah, that's the first CD I ever bought. And the first Duran Duran CD, I think it was the first album. And the CD came out, and it was them in front of the white car.
Which is your favorite?
I prefer the reissue.
Yeah. I think you'll be okay though.
And then I had Notorious, but I still had the LP of Notorious.
Nick Roth hated the first CD, the sound, the presentation from the record company.
He doesn't like CDs.
Mm-hmm.
He hates CDs.
Yep.
If there was a bigger cheerleader for vinyl, I haven't seen them.
Mm-hmm.
The guy loves vinyl.
I like vinyl.
It does have a. I'm not gonna say better, but it's a more interesting sound. As long as you don't have one of those scratchy ones. I don't dig that at all. And skipping, I don't dig either.
That's if the record's jacked up, ain't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, sooner or later, that record's getting jacked up.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I don't think there's anything you can do. But then I got the CD for Big Thing, and I never bought the vinyl for that. I'd moved on to CDs. By that time, I had this shitty little CD player in my shitty little car that you had to use a cassette adapter, and the thing came out of the cigarette lighter and was on a little platter.
There you go.
And you had to take it with you every time you left the car, because people would break your window
And
take
steal it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's Los Angeles.
That's a
even back
bummer.
then. Bastards.
Did it ever get stolen?
My CD player didn't, but they smashed my window and took a car stereo out of there
Great.
and just pull it out. And you walk in there and it's all gone.
Yep.
And then one night, the neighbor caught him driving up. It was like 2 a.m.
Mhm.
The car drives up, looking at my car because I didn't have a garage.
Mhm.
And they were trying to steal. And then he came over. Hey, this guy's out here trying to steal your radio. I ran off and I saw him. I don't know if he wanted a reward or not, but
Yeah, I think he was trying to be a nice guy.
I didn't have $1 to my name.
Maybe he was trying to help out the poor kid.
No, at that point I had a CD player. I don't even know if I had it at that point. I don't remember.
Oh.
Can you tell me the last car manufactured
I
that
don't.
had a cassette player in
I
it?
don't like this game.
Cassette player.
I don't want to do car history now.
You don't?
No, that's
Well, you were
really
talking about
boring.
cassettes.
What was the last car that had a cassette?
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to read the book. You're never going to find it. You're not going to find it. Does anybody know what the last car to have a cassette player in it is? How about the Duran Duran CDs?
2010 Lexus.
You're right. The SC430 was the last car
Found it in 2 seconds.
ever manufactured where the cassette player was standard. You could always cram one in there,
Mhm.
but
I had a feeling it was going to be Lexus. I know you're all gay for those
I
cars.
had no idea it was. I saw it the other day.
Oh, well, there you
I
go.
went, really?
2010. My car doesn't have a cassette player, but it's a little bit older than that.
I think Honda gave up.
Mine's like
You have a
2007,
CD player, that ain't bad.
2007, 6,
Something like that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah,
My car has a cassette player.
because you got an older car.
I do.
What year is yours?
02. Yeah, my car's over 20 years
I
old.
wasn't even born yet. Gross.
Yeah.
I only like things
Those were
when
good
I've been
days.
born. I only like things when I've been borned.
Good for you, Jack.
Good for you, Jack.
So I guess that's all I have to say.
I think that's all I
Anything
have to
else
say.
Anybody have any topics they want to talk about? I mean, I'm sitting here with nothing to do for another 10 minutes.
No, you gotta go watch Monk.
I'll watch a monk.
And I gotta think about what kind of chocolate I'm getting.
Really? You're a freakosaurus.
You're a freakosaurus.
Just regurgitating.
Yeah. No, you're too big for your britches. That's still your favorite?
So dumb.
You are what you throw.
That's good too.
Yeah.
Any questions or anything? Are we?
I don't
Turning
see
off the
anything
lights.
else.
All right, then. I want to thank everybody that showed up and anyone out here in the future.
The feeling of going into a big record shop is gone.
A big record shop. We've got some local ones here.
I went to the one in Conway.
Yeah, how big is that? It's not that big, right?
Not that big, but they had a lot of records.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they do live music because they have like a little stage in the back. And that's where I got my Into the Gap record.
Does it skip?
A little. But it was cheap, so
All right. Well,
what are you gonna do?
those aren't that expensive. It's only a single record too, so I don't think.
I paid a couple bucks and I get to listen to Thompson Twins.
I don't think they went all crazy. So records. Well, there were so many record stores near my house in the early '80s. There was the Warehouse. There was Licorice Pizza. Those were sort of the commercial ones. We didn't have a Tower Records, or I didn't even know what the hell that was. And that's probably the biggest record store that's ever existed. Tower Records, because those places were like 2 stories. They were
That's a lot of
huge.
records.
But we had something called Best Records, and it was in a strip mall. So it was probably the size of your Conway one.
Yeah.
And they had all the imports.
Mhm.
So that's where I like to go. And you could go in there and you could get all the 12-inch singles. And in fact, did I ever tell you the story of how I became a Depeche Mode fan?
How did you become a Depeche Mode
By
fan?
accident.
Oh no.
I went over to Best Records with a friend. I go, that song we were just listening to. Who was that? He goes, oh, it's Depeche Mode.
Mhm.
It was Everything Counts.
Mhm.
So, all right, I can't believe you know that, because the song was the song went burner 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 burner.
Big record shop in walking distance gone now.
That stinks.
Mhm.
I do miss those stores, but I mean they can't compete. That's the problem. Brick and mortar just can't do it. You go out there, you park, people are running around, acting like fools. None of the employees want to be there. It's just not a great experience anymore. Like a GameStop or something. I couldn't even imagine going in there bending over for a cash rape.
I think I know where a GameStop is. I think we got one in
We got
Conway.
one
I
in Cersei.
think we got one in
It
Conway.
always looks abandoned.
Ours always looks abandoned too. I was trying to think of where it was, and I'm like, yeah.
But so Best Records was pretty big, and they had all those. Oh, I didn't finish my story. So I get that thing home, and I go, "This isn't the song I was just listening to. What the hell is this?"
Mhm.
But then I was listening to it. It was the 12-inch, and which is actually better than the single. And then I started liking it, and then I started looking at Depeche Mode. And
Well,
they
there
had
you
something
go.
called "Catching Up with Depeche Mode," and it was a pseudo greatest hits record.
Mhm.
I got that, and then became a fan. What song was I trying to buy? Anybody out there know that riff I was doing? Pretty famous riff.
I know the riff, but I don't think I could tell you the song.
So the band is Tones on Tail, and the song is Go. And in the song, when they say go, they go, go! And you can't really hear it.
That's
So
what
I
you were
had no
into?
chance. It was a great
Go.
riff.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. That's right. Living it up, it's a good thing, good for you. So I'm an accidental Depeche Mode fan.
Cool.
Isn't that great?
That's outstanding. I think you would have found it eventually.
You know, I don't know. Because by the time I got something new from Depeche Mode, Catching Up, there was Catching Up, and then the next thing was Black Celebration. And that was a dark record. I don't know if anybody was going to listen to that if you weren't a Depeche Mode fan already. So, and then it turned out to be one of the best. That's probably my favorite Depeche Mode.
Well, there you go.
Maybe. It was important. I remember I bought the cassette for that, and it was on one of those new tapes you could see through. And that was like,
whoa! We're living in the future.
And the thing looked kind of like a reel to reel. It was like, wow.
Wow.
Depeche
Whoa.
Mode, yay! And then you listen to the music, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna
Whoa.
take some pills and cut my wrists.
That's nice.
Kind of a downbeat,
You like downbeat.
dark record.
You just said you didn't like downbeat.
Music is different.
You like downbeat music?
When we talk about Garbage next Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to hear some stuff that will melt your insides.
Horses?
There's
No
horses.
more horses.
Yeah, we took a little sneak peek of the future, way in the future. Uh-oh.
That wasn't so great.
Yeah, not, they lost whatever that was.
I was never a U2 fan.
Hopefully that's an anomaly. You know what? I can't believe you said that out loud. I do not like U2.
Well, there you go.
And I don't understand why other people like it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they got a couple of good songs, and there's no question that guy has a unique, excellent voice. But I just don't dig their style.
Well, there you go.
Their best record was, no, it wasn't the Joshua Tree. It was Zoo Station.
Don't know it. Don't know any of
It's a
them.
little harder rock. They got a little series right there, and they got some good tunes on there.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
you can marry it.
I don't marry it, but I'm not a U2 fan.
Okay.
I mean, they probably have 10 songs I like, and I still consider myself not a U2 fan.
Well, there you go. I'm gonna get you a U2 shirt.
I only know one song from Tones on Tail,
I love U2.
and I'm a Tones on Tail fan.
Tones on Tail fan.
I couldn't tell you who was in it, or what they're doing now, or anything about them, or if they ever had a second album. Do you know what I picked up the other day?
What'd you
went
pick
for
up
it to
the
get
other
here.
day?
The debut album of the Waitresses. Now, every year they pull out their one song Christmas Wrapping.
Oh, I know that one.
Right.
Merry
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So I found a really good deal on their debut record.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Tomorrow? Oh, what the hell was it? I can't remember what it was. Something like that. Wasn't Tomorrow a Great Day or something? I don't know what it was. Whatever. It's got I Know
Whatever.
What Boys Like on there.
I know what boys like. I know what guys want.
And when I was
I
listening
know
to that,
what
I was like, you know
boys
what? I don't
like.
really know any of their other
Boys
songs.
like.
They did
Boys like
the theme for
me.
Square Pegs. They did that song there. That was their first one.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know anything else. Christmas Wrapping.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Well, that
Merry
Square Peg
Christmas.
song's good too. Square Peg, Square Peg, Square.
I'm noticing a theme.
What?
They like to repeat stuff.
Well,
Boys like. Boys like. Swear pig. Swear pig. Swear pig. Merry Christmas.
that was
Merry
a
Christmas.
that was a TV show.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that
Oh, I know that.
That rapping song goes into
I
it.
know. Do 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 do
That's still
do
Christmas
do.
rapping.
Yeah, you were doing the tune.
The song totally switches gears.
I like that.
Me too. I like it when they switch gears.
Sorry. Sarah needs coffee. I've actually been doing a caffeine cleanse.
Have you? You
Yeah.
had no caffeine today?
No.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, then what are you talking about a caffeine cleanse?
I'm lowering it.
It's like an alcoholic just going to take one drink
You gotta.
and say, "Oh, I'm sober for 10 years."
You gotta. You gotta do a gentle fall.
You're reducing your caffeine.
Yeah, you got on me about that last time too.
What do you
Who
mean?
cares?
Well, you make a declaration like that.
Okay, I am reducing my caffeine.
You need to reduce your caffeine, and you definitely need to reduce your dairy.
Because that semester, I was pounding energy drinks.
Did you read the review I wrote for you on that Game Center?
What did you write? Are you gonna get us kicked off?
Nope.
Okay, then I don't care.
But it was still fun.
Okay, I'll go look at it.
Okay. You'll enjoy that. Let's just say I wrote a real gamer review.
I spent like 2 hours putting that together.
Yeah, is it really that hard?
Yeah, it was.
I put that chair together out there and it's all fucked up. You
Yeah.
can't sit in it or you'll be on the floor.
Okay, great.
It's got, to put the back on it, right on the bottom, it's got these two small little metal, just like my fingers, that go into the thing.
Mhm.
There is no way you can line that up
Mhm.
and attach the thing to the seat.
Mhm.
So I finally went, I've been doing this for a half hour. Fuck it. How important could that be? So then I put everything else together and you sit it and then you're on the floor. Because
Yeah.
the whole back goes, right?
So basically, if there's any point you're assembling something and it's how important could that be, it's usually going to be the most important thing.
Dude, they look so cheap. I'm like, what could that possibly do?
Yeah, well,
If that whole chair, the linchpin is those two things, I think it's a shit chair.
That's how I felt putting together that gaming station, and then halfway through realizing I had to take it all apart and start over.
Ooh, that's the worst.
Yeah. Why do you think it took me to?
There's some dog biz. Fawn, quickly. We need help. We're having dogs going crazy. Immediately throw us.
They're probably fighting each other for that bone.
I don't know why.
Irma likes the bone. She likes the big
No way
ones.
one of them is eating an entire bone.
Poppins?
There's no way.
Poppins?
It's only been an hour.
Poppins?
There's just no way. You just can't do it.
Poppins?
Too big.
Poppins?
I don't even know if he could eat the thing. Especially those knots. How is he going to eat that?
He took the knot in his mouth.
Are you kidding?
I was handing him the stem, and he just went to the knot and went.
That's the size of a basketball.
He could fit that whole knot in his mouth.
Man, what a character.
He's a funny guy.
Mm.
I like that guy.
Do you think it's time to end it?
I think so.
All right. I want to thank everybody here. I want to thank everybody in the future.
Oh.
Vaughn, Tom Baker,
See
Miss
you.
Carpenter, our state.
See you on the beach
What
show.
would we call her? She's important because she's an artist.
MVP.
MVP.
There you go.
I was going to say brother, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Family.
MVP.
Our Arkansas family.
Mhm.
Miss Carpenter. Thank you. They're always so supportive too.
Mhm.
Even if they don't care about what they're talking about, they pop in and say hi.
Yeah,
Isn't that nice?
I like that.
Tom Baker, what time is it in Brussels right now?
500 o'clock.
I don't know if he's got to go to bed or he's getting up for the day.
I don't know how to do time differences too well.
You got to be pretty close to UK time, and I think UK time is. They're probably waking up right now, right?
Maybe this is like his nice morning show.
Yeah.
Well,
What
yeah.
time is it, Tom? Lexi asks him. Computer, what time is it in Brussels? Well, she don't like the hard questions, does she?
What time is it in Brussels?
It's 2:26 a.m. in Brussels, Belgium.
Ooh, are you ready to rock?
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Woo!
Anyway, I really appreciate that. Then you're up at 2:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
I'll
He
be
loves
counting
us.
sheep.
I'm counting sheep right now.
All right, I'm gonna give you a salute, and I will see everybody on Tuesday night. Hopefully, Beat does his show, and I will be there. I'm not gonna miss that one. What time does he do that, by the way?
Why are you
Is that
asking me?
another 5 o'clock? No, I think it's. I think he does it at 6, so it starts here at 5, and that's right in the middle of nonsense that I'll be into. Shit.
You can get there eventually.
Hopefully, if he goes long, I can be there.
There you go.
At 6. So I will see you there Tuesday. If as long as he goes past, I guess 7 o'clock his time, I can get there.
Okay.
And maybe I'll even pop in and be a co-host.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be great? What a Christmas present for all of you! It's time for you to get a present, and it's me on another show. If any of this shit works.
That's great.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Merry
See you Tuesday.
Christmas. I gotta get
Whee!
it. Whee! It won't go.